Hello, my name's Ruth Chiles. I'm a brain spotting consultant, a flautist, and I'm also an author. And today I'd like to read to you an excerpt from my book, Free to Perform. Now, this book is receiving a really amazing praise, and I'm so grateful to everybody who's taken the time to give me their opinion. And I'd just like to read to you before the excerpt a piece of feedback that I've received from Christian Uitzinger, who is the psychologist and mental health lead at the Royal Ballet School. So he says, "This journey home, so beautifully and skillfully facilitated by Ruth, has the potential to heal and transform lives and careers of so many performers and unlock healed creative potential in ways we have not seen before." So let me move on to the excerpt, and I'm going to apologize. I'll be looking down in order to read from it. So this is from chapter 5, How Survival Patterns Create Performance Blocks. We now know that most of us aren't even aware of the patterns driven by the survival mode in our nervous system, nor of the reactionary patterns this creates within us. It is rather like when you've been sitting in a chair for a while and no longer feel the contact between it and your body. In this chapter, we're going to start standing up out of that familiar place and getting attuned to a new reality so we can make positive changes. When the nervous system is turned to survival mode, there are a number of important changes that happen in the brain. All of these changes, 3 are the most important for us in our ability as musicians. 1, sensory gating and dissociation. 2, brain-body fine motor skill coordination. 3, body holding and automated body responses. In this chapter, I will explain sensory gating and dissociation and give you a practical exercise that is the first step to reversing their negative effects on you as a musician. Sensory gating and dissociation. Sensory gating is a process where the brain filters out certain stimuli from the external environment or from your internal experience. It has a vital purpose: to prevent an overload of information in the higher centers of the brain. When we're in survival mode, we are sensorially hyper alert and our body is experiencing potent emotions and physiological responses. As a result, our brain increases the level of our sensory gate, filtering out many, if not most, of these sensations. We become dissociated or disconnected from our inner experience, parts of our body, our thoughts, our discernment, our ability to concentrate from our emotions. We also become disconnected from the outside world and from other people, including from our musical colleagues when we are making music together. In other words, our sensitivity becomes less and we become disconnected from ourselves and from others. As a result, we are disconnected from our ability to perceive the music we are creating, collectively and individually, to feel the necessary movements and sensory feedback from our body that is essential for our precision. And perhaps most importantly, we become disconnected from our creativity and from ourselves. One of the impacts of this dissociation is that you are not aware of the physiological tension in your body. And that tension, along with the mental and emotional patterns, just feels normal. It is as though you disappear into this so-called normality and are unaware of who you truly are and what is happening inside of you. Another way of describing dissociation is the loss of interoceptive sensitivity. Our ability to feel into our inner world deeply, accurately, and to the most subtle of levels. It is both conscious and subconscious. In other words, our interoception is occurring simultaneously in our neocortex, thinking brain, and in our subcortex, deep subconscious brain. In practical terms, when we have a high level of interoceptive sensitivity, it gives us the feeling of really inhabiting the body and having a direct experience of how it feels physically on the inside. At the same time, we are aware of the emotional and mental tone accompanying the internal physical sensations. This is the direct opposite of the state we are in if our nervous system is in survival mode. We may be in our head and identifying strongly with our thoughts, meaning we believe that we are our thoughts. They are who I am. Alternatively, we may be outside of ourselves, somehow disconnected and absent. A high level of interoceptive sensitivity is vital in our capacity to create and maintain healthy homeostasis, internal balance and harmony in all our internal functions. On a very practical level, interoceptive sensitivity is vital for musicians. The level of fine motor skills we require is so subtle and detailed that having a high level of interoceptive sensitivity is the base that enables this level of finesse in our technique. In summary, the continued activation of the nervous system increases our sensory gate and in turn nulls our interoceptive sensitivity, creating dissociation and the inability for the brain to connect to and actually govern and control certain areas of the body, our emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. So let me just finish with one other quote or one other piece of feedback that I've received from a guitarist who is also a teacher at the Conservatoire Supérieur de Musica in Murcia. He says, "The contribution that Ruth is making to our world is yet to be praised and recognized as it deserves. I am already a lucky beneficiary of it, and this book continues to share her knowledge and experience with all of us, as well as bringing peace, ease, and joy to those who dedicate themselves to the art of bringing joy to others. If you love music making more than anything, without a doubt, Free to Perform is by far the best thing you'll ever come across." So thank you to Juan Manuel Ruiz Pardo for that wonderful piece of feedback. I hope you've enjoyed this excerpt, and I really hope that you enjoy and gain great value from my book, Free to Perform. Thank you for listening.